We're here! It's Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday!
What is going on? Tuesday? Us? On a Tuesday? We got the club going up. We got Sally here.
Hi.
How you doing, Sal? Good?
Good.
You're good? We have Cartel Pundit in the bottom left, David Wessel.
I'll give you the no on pesos and the cartel.
Our Mexican expert. And there's Maddie looking like Adam Sandler.
I'm the
Uncut
Mexican
Gems.
expert and not Sal, apparently.
You are. Matt is looking totally like Adam Sandler in Uncut Gems right now.
Sure.
No, you actually do. Has anybody seen that movie?
I haven't seen the movie, so I want.
Bro, you look exactly like him. I swear to God. Well, I'll literally get a photo right now and see. It's uncanny, completely. Oh my goodness, yeah. Bro, this is fucking Matt right here. Hold on. See, this takes too long. We have bad. See, I mean.
Oh wow, yeah, kind of, yeah.
Tell me that shit isn't fucking Matt right there. They call him Gangsta Boo Connors. Anyway, so the title of this episode is Atlanta is ... And we're going to go around here. I would like you to give me the first word you think of when you hear the words Atlanta is. Sal.
Not good.
That's 2 words.
One word, Sal.
Terrible.
Okay, that's better. Wessel.
Atlanta is lost.
That makes me kind of sad. Matt.
I'm gonna say Atlanta is trash.
Okay. Atlanta is toast. Like that was bad. Like everything was bad.
Yeah,
like
everything outside of the last 10 or 15 laps of that race were atrocious to watch.
Yeah, it's just, and I think it's also kind of a product of our super speedway package, which
I think it could be
like
fixed.
It's not good.
I think it can be fixed.
You think Atlanta can be fixed, or you
I think
the
Atlanta
super speedway
can be
package?
fixed.
Or both? I think the super
It's
speedway
changing.
package can be fixed.
It's changing away from the super speedway package, but Atlanta can be fixed. I think a little more years on the surface, let it get a little more worn out. Go back to 650. Use the intermediate package with a short spoiler on that track.
Yeah,
it'll fix it.
I mean, I'm kind of with it because I didn't enjoy any part of it. The Xfinity race was unbelievably bad. There was more caution laps than green flag laps at the end of the second stage. So it was just embarrassing. The truck race was really bad, and the cup race was just a procession around the track until maybe 10 to go, and they decided, oh, we're going to race now. And even when you try to make moves, you really can't, and you can hear the drivers talk like, I try to make a move, and I get penalized for it. And I think that has less to blame about Atlanta and more to blame because of the super speedway package. But what were our thoughts on the race? Go into a bit more detail. Whoever wants to go ahead. But what are your thoughts on the race? And Wessel gave his thoughts on how he could fix it. And do we think it can be fixed? I kind of agree with Wessel that it could. But let's just talk about our thoughts on the race.
Like, are we doing all 3 together or one particular?
Just anything you want to talk about.
The Xfinity race was not good. I actually made a mental note of everything I did from stage 2 to when I got home, and it was still in the middle of stage 2. I worked an hour. I had an hour left at work. I got home. I changed.
Yeah.
I took the dog out. I ate dinner. And stage 2, by the time I sat on my couch to actually watch the race, there was, I want to say, like 5 laps left in stage 2.
And that's compared to the beginning of stage 2?
Beginning of stage 2.
Oh my god.
to when I was actually finally able to sit down and just do this, like just watch it. And even then, I didn't find myself watching much of it until the green white checkered came out. But I mean, I don't know. I agree with Weasel though. If they do all that, realistically with how hot it gets in Atlanta, I think maybe 2-3 years left with this style of racing before they have to make that intermediate.
Because that track's going to get those Xfinity cars. Drivers have said that the cars were out of control. Like they couldn't really handle them. Cup cars were a little more glued to the ground. I think that has to do with the package that they run there. But they've already said that the Xfinity cars were really hard to handle there. So give it a couple more years. You're not going to be able to race in a pack there.
Yeah.
You're not going to be able to, or it's going to end up like that, where it's just a wreck fest constantly.
Yeah.
And it's just, and I think, I don't know if it's more the track or the package. I think I'm going to blame a lot of it on the package. I don't think Atlanta, this was not a good idea. And I really think this was a mistake. And I don't think Atlanta is able to produce good super speedway racing. Well, I'll say great super speedway racing, but the package, you can't move with it. You're stuck in two lines and you're kind of at the mercy of the leader of your line. And it's really hard to make moves. Like, it takes so much time. It really takes.
Not if you're Eric
excitement.
Jones, apparently.
Bro, that guy fucking floored it in the middle lane. That was wild. Like, oh my god,
Where's your name's Eric motherfucking Jones? He gained 7 positions doing that. I think, just in turns 3 and 4, went up 7 spots.
Yeah, it was just at least for like true super speedways like Daytona and Talladega, you're able to have 2 lanes. But it even seemed like here, like they would try to get the inside lane working, and you were just dead. Like you couldn't move at all. So they definitely got to do something with the package, because that was crazy. It was literally like follow the leader till about 10 laps to go, where everyone just moved to where everybody else wasn't.
And even then, like really, the only people who had a shot to win was whoever was leading the outside lane and whoever was leading the inside lane. Like you weren't going to make a run from fifth on the outside to try and win that race.
Yep.
So to put how long the first and second stage were for that race, what time did the Xfinity race start?
Xfinity or Cup?
Xfinity.
Were they 4:30? I think 5.
Was it? It was like a 4, right? I think maybe.
Was it 4?
Or 4:30? Because I know they had the truck race before.
It was 4 because that's 3:00 here. So yeah.
So they had a 4:00 start time. I got off work at 6, or right before 6. Might have been like 5:30 or so. Got home, and they still had, I think, 30 laps to go in stage 2.
Yeah, stage 2 was just abysmal. Like myself, Mike, and Bradley were all in the party, and we were all like saying, "Oh, when do we think the stage? How long do we think it's going to stay green for?" We were literally saying like 5 or 6 laps, you might get a green flag run, and it was shorter than that. Like literally every like 2 laps, and then they'd burn like 8 laps under caution.
By the time I actually got to where I was able to watch it, was right after the Justin Allgaier caution, and from there it was fine.
Guess we know whose fault it was.
Yeah.
He didn't do anything, by the way.
I know. It's fucking.
It's funny though that he wrecked and then nothing else happened after that.
Yeah. But yeah,
to put it
after
into
that, it was
perspective,
pretty clean.
The average speed of that race was 91 miles per hour
on a super speedway track. Whoops,
yeah,
super
that's
speedway
not great.
Track.
A shit track.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What was the average speed for stage 1? 65 pace speed.
It's probably low because, like, you think about the last stage was not really, there was not many cautions, so.
And the last stage for the Xfinity series still makes up almost half the race.
Yeah. Anyways, it was shit. Well, I guess it's time.
Just jump right into it.
Wrong song.
No foreplay.
right, here we go.
Hit us, Matt.
My first dude is going to be Mr. Double Champ, getting his first win this season. Joey Logano, he was probably, I would say, the fastest car, considerably, like, throughout the whole entire race. He was probably the only one who could dive to the inside and actually, like, make it work. And then for the second dude, we're going to pick Corey LaJoy. Top 5 for Spire Motorsports. If the playoffs started today, he'd have that last spot, which would be incredible when you think about where that team was a year ago. So there we go. There we have it.
All right. Thank you, Matt. Let's get this bad boy off the screen. So, yeah, that was fun. Wessel's hiding behind his microphone. And it's off. There we go.
Yeah, I know.
I didn't want you to get caught up again like that. Joey Logano won, though. I don't think we've actually mentioned that fact yet. We're over 10 minutes in. We didn't talk about any of the winners of the races, who were Christian Eckes, Austin Hill, and Joey Logano. Austin Hill, man. That guy's got something cooking on these super speedways. Anyway, Joey Logano won first win of the year, locks him in the playoffs, and I really
tell you
think
what's cooking for him, Daniel Hemrick.
Dude, that was bad. Daniel Hemrick dumped Parker Kligerman. And Parker wasn't mad about it. I don't understand how. If I was Parker, I'd have been like really pissed off because you got flat left hook coming to the line for second. Sal, you listened to his interview. What did he say?
I think he was hoping he could turn him in Austin Hill and turn both of them.
Probably. Parker was saying that he because they asked him about it. They asked, like, are you going to go talk to him or what are you going to do? He's like, no, I have to, even though they were showing the replay, because they showed the replay while they were interviewing him too. He was saying, I have to talk to him because, I mean, he could have been trying to push me and just misjudge because this is just
that close to the line, you're not going to switch when
Yeah.
you're pushing.
And then he was just saying that, like, how this kind of racing is just a matter of, like, seconds and game of inches type of deal, how he really just needs to talk to him. But he was happy. I mean, at least for the team-wise, he was really happy, stage points, all that stuff. So, but I agree, he should have been upset.
God, what a pussy. But yeah, let's talk a little about Joey Logano. I mean, he's cooking. I mean, he's leading the points now. He wins at Atlanta. Pretty good move from Joey there. Really showed why he is one of the best super speedway style racers in the Cup Series. You've been, Joeying for years now, Matt. You picked him as one of your dudes. I was really impressed with his performance. He controlled the lead the whole time. Ford seemed just to be superior to everybody else around there. Like, I don't really remember Chevys or Toyotas leading at any point. I feel like, did anybody of those manufacturers lead a sizable amount of laps?
Let's see. So we had,
I think
Hamlin led 14, but that's it.
Okay. That's the only non-Ford driver that led laps?
No, like Kyle Busch led 7 and Ricky Stenhouse led 7.
So that's 28 laps. That's not
yeah, and because you had Joey with 140, Brad with 47, and then Christopher Bell led 6 as well. And then you had Blaney with 5, Cindric with 5, Chastain with 5, Stenhouse had the 7, and then you have people who were wrecked that led a handful of laps. Cody Ware led a lap. Shout out Cody.
Hey, Cody Ware. Is he still ahead of Larson in points?
I'll check that in a second. Almirola led 17.
I'm pretty sure he is. Shout out Cody Ware. People call Larson the best driver in the world. Cody Ware's my guy.
Larson didn't lead no laps at Atlanta.
Yeah, Cody Ware is ahead. Cody Ware is ahead of Kyle Larson by 7 points and ahead of Chase by 1.
Hey, we didn't ask about Chase, okay? We're not worried about
We're talking about Larson here.
But to be fair, Chase has also missed races. Kyle Larson's still actively in a car. So
that's right. Shout out Chase Elliott for breaking his leg to avoid getting penalized 10 playoff points.
Smart.
I mean, he's thinking bigger than everybody else.
It's in the script. That's all I'm going to say.
Is the script Chase Elliott winning the championship? We'll see. Yeah, you mentioned Corey LaJoy as your second dude there, Maddie, and I believe he's 15th in points right now.
I think he's sixth. Yeah, he's in the playoff standings. If the playoffs were to start today, he'd be 16th.
Right.
But yeah, it's a huge boost for Spire Motorsports for sure. No, he'd actually be he'd be 16th, tied with Tyler Reddick and Chris Buescher, and he'd be only 1 point behind Cindric and Suarez, and then and Suarez would be that 12th spot that he needed. So yeah, everybody's all bunched up together like they normally are towards the bottom, but for him to be in the playoffs, like right now, I think it's huge. Definitely a confidence booster.
Yeah, I mean, they've ran well most of the races. I didn't really hear much about them at like Phoenix, but I felt like they were good at Fontana. They were good at Vegas. Of course, they were good at Daytona and Atlanta. But that 7 car, they've made big strides while Ty Dillon is finishing 34th every week. You know, the 7 car is cooking. Matty, you're a Ty Dillon guy, right?
No. Ever since he can't spot out the brightest car on the racetrack, that was kind of dumb a few years ago. But
Bro is still holding a grudge from 2019.
To each their own. I mean,
okay.
Someone on the team has to suck, and it's him. So it's fine.
Let's talk about Josh Williams. Bro said peace out. Was parked for shedding bare bone.
Got retweeted by Antonio Brown.
He got retweeted by Antonio Brown. Pat McAfee also.
The certifier of the Looney Tunes himself.
That's true. Hey, he's been hanging around. He's been hanging around our area, Matt.
Yes, he's in control of the financial part of stuff for the Albany Empire, who will be starting in
financial part. Uh-oh.
Well, he's been hanging out with Kanye too, though. But does that mean
the financial?
He was at my local mall yesterday, taking pictures with people, just hanging out.
This is kind of like a side thing. I do think like if you can. For the Albany Empire, this is gonna be like off the track a little bit here, but to have Antonio Brown like a person for like the money side of it, I feel like that would actually be really smart from this.
Bro, I don't want CTE managing money in Albany.
I'm saying from the spot of like he will know like how to like put money on a certain part of a contract, so that way like the team could spend more money to bring in people. Like if they have it like if they have his role for that. It would be really good, which they probably do, but it's Antonio Brown, so he's probably going to be like, nah, fuck this, and just do whatever.
Yeah.
But if he were to stick to like actually doing it like the financial shit, I feel like it would be a really smart move.
Well, we're talking about non-NASCAR stuff, and before we get into Josh Williams, Wessel, let's tell your little story about today.
So why is it that, was it 2021 or 2022 when Kyle Busch did this on pit road?
Bro, I asked you about another thing.
What?
You're...
He asked for your story for today.
Yeah.
What was my story for today? What?
The thing that just happened to you?
Oh, me trying to order the vinyl thing? Okay.
Yeah.
So I ordered Hot Fuss by the Killers off of
Blue
vinyl.
album cover. Banger,
Blue album
Mr.
cover.
Brightside's on there for those that don't
Smile
know
Like You
music.
Mean It. You know, Jenny was a friend of mine. Yeah.
Bangers.
And I ordered that off of Amazon, but on a box that was titled Hot Fuss.
How does bro start lagging whenever?
Am I lagging?
You were
It
a little
didn't
bit, but
show
you're
it.
good now.
I haven't pulled it up yet.
Okay.
Okay.
So in an album or a box that was labeled the Killers, it was labeled Hot Fuss. I was sent this. Now, as you can see, this is not blue. That right there does not say the Killers, and this does not say Hot Fuss. It says title fight. So we got a problem. I've contacted Amazon, and I will be returning that to the UPS store tomorrow.
Is that a good album?
I tried. The first song got me. I pulled it up on Apple Music, so I wasn't going to open the seal on that. The first song was pretty good. I didn't listen to the rest of it because I was pissed off.
Are we title fight guys?
I don't know. I only listened to the first song.
I'll have to check that out. title fight plug on here, but let's talk about Josh Williams. Wessel, you were gonna talk about that, so now you could go ahead and what you were saying about Kyle Busch.
Why is it that it was a year ago or 2 years ago when Kyle Busch did this on pit road, and he had a kind of a legitimate-ish reason because his steering rack had broken, he could not turn the car. He parked it on pit road, and all the fans got really up in arms about that. But they're really cheering on Josh Williams for parking it in the middle of the fucking track, huh?
Because he got a mullet.
Yeah, because he's white and he's got a mullet. Well, I mean, Kyle Busch is white too, but if this was Bubba Wallace, they'd been up in arms, man.
Yeah.
And I'm not shitting on Josh Williams. I am all for what Josh Williams did. I am all for it. I'm also all for what Kyle Busch did.
I don't think Josh Williams should have been parked.
No.
I think that
shouldn't have
only
been
because
parked.
of how
He
bad that
shouldn't be
race was going.
suspended. He got a one race suspension. He should not be suspended.
Yeah.
Now it is in the rule book, but it's under a discretion thing. He can serve a lap penalty or something like that. But they chose to park him because they were pissed off with how the race was going. That's basically what happened.
Which is total BS.
Mm-hmm.
Sal, you are on the other side of the fence here, I believe.
I am. And
okay.
Here's why. I agree with Wessel down there.
Yeah.
People were upset that Kyle Busch did it. Kyle Busch is a crybaby. Kyle Busch can't. Kyle Busch is if he's not winning, he is crying about not winning. That was what was said.
Yeah, but every driver hates losing, right?
Yeah, but people,
maybe he's just a little more vocal about it.
Yeah,
everybody else wants to hide behind walls like that. Like that guy up there with the banner behind the wall.
None of these guys cry.
He's got about the personality of that wall.
Yo,
got as much personality
what is your
as
problem,
flag
dude? Did you look at his Twitter this week?
I haven't really
Jace was
looked at
hitting
Twitter.
on Twitter this week.
So, but this main reason I feel people are on board with him, and I'm not saying you guys, because I mean I understand y'all's reasoning.
I really don't have an opinion about this. So
I agree. He did have a reason to be upset, but a lot of the reason people are supporting this is because he drives for a smaller team. He's not driving for a Joe Gibbs, Junior Motorsports, whatever, right? He's driving for a small team, and that's why people are supporting this so much. I agree with the one race suspension because I don't think they're not penalizing him for the reason he parked it. They're penalizing, I think, in my opinion, they're penalizing
intentional caution.
That, and he walked onto a hot track.
Active racetrack, yeah.
Because after the whole Tony Stewart thing happened, like they put in this rule that you can't come onto an active, like non-red flag track. And that's why, I mean, I could be wrong. They could be penalizing him because what he did, what he said, whatever.
I think it's a kind of a combination, but yeah.
But I agree with the suspension. I do think he deserves it. Based off of what he, like his little press release thing, agreeing with NASCAR and all that. I mean, good, because that, I don't know what else you were expecting. That's it. You were gonna get suspended. I saw this coming.
Bro was in the hauler for 4 hours.
Dude, he was eating pizza in there.
Shout out Josh though. Great mullet, but you play stupid.
I didn't like a great guy. I mean, he does a lot for kids, children's hospital things, from what I've heard. So that's really cool.
People were trying to do a GoFundMe. Like fans were trying to start a GoFundMe to pay his fine, and he's like, "Well, I'm not going to take money from the fans." So he's using that money for like children's foundations and stuff.
There was no
shout out Josh Williams,
right?
And then instead, Denny Hamlin is paying his fine.
They're not. I don't think
there is no fine.
Actually.
It's just
no
the
fine. It's just
a suspension. Yeah.
Which is odd because NASCAR doesn't usually do stuff.
Usually they love handing out fines.
Now
fine.
Just
greedy
question.
Corporate stooges.
What do
do we think he gets a waiver? Let's say he goes out, wins Daytona cutoff race. Do we think he gets the waiver?
Yeah. Because somebody else got suspended a couple of years ago and got a waiver, I thought. Who was it? Somebody did, though. I forget who it was, but I remember this. Anyway, I do think he gets the waiver, though. But I don't think he wins, respectfully. I think he's a good driver, but that 92 is about as fast as an old man trying to get an erection. I mean, that thing is lumbering around the track.
It's
on a
about
weekly
as fast
basis.
as Maddie shaving that unibrow. That's what it is.
Yo, whenever Matt pulled up on a video game with a unibrow, I was totally lost. So speaking of Kurt Busch, he's in the booth next week with Gunther Steiner. I'm excited.
That's electric.
He does not fuck smash my door. So that'll be fun. I'm really excited. Coda, I think, has potential to be the second best race of the year already.
And also for our non-F1 fans here who don't know anything about F1, Gunther is the team principal for Haas F1.
Also was part of Red Bull Racing for NASCAR. People seem to forget that.
I do remember that now, yeah.
I
I remember him talking about that on Drive to Survive. Yeah.
So that's people. It's not like he's just some F1 guy coming in just because it's a road course. I think he actually could add some valuable information about NASCAR. I really just hope Fox doesn't lump him into, oh, what's this like in F1, and not actually try to get his opinion on things in NASCAR.
But you know,
because
NASCAR is gonna, or Fox is gonna do shit like that, especially being on an F1 circuit.
Yeah.
You got an F1 team principal here. We're
I
going to
think
talk about
a bunch of
different
F1
strategies.
drivers racing.
Well, now, what if NASCAR had a different tire compound? You know, and they're going to talk about shit.
Yeah, well, I
like
don't know.
that.
I think I think that insight would be cool, like, because they're getting him in stage 2, right? Kurt is stage
Is
1. He's in stage 2.
Oh, no,
Are
they
those-
need to have both of them on at the same time.
I don't think
'Cause
they're
those
gonna
I
are
thought
be
they
on
were
it.
doing it the whole
criteria.
race.
No, I think they had him like split in stage 1, stage 2.
Are
I
you
don't think-
serious?
Yeah,
Oh, that's
they're
a
not having
huge
him in the
L.
full race.
That's a huge L. Get them together.
They should have them all in the whole time.
If they
Like,
are
you're
doing
sure
that,
about- I didn't see that.
I think so. I think that's what the graphic said.
I'll find the graphic on Twitter here. Let's see.
Was it on NASCAR on Fox?
Hold on.
But I think from just like a list of people who are going to be at Coda, you've got a star-studded field when you factor in F1 and everything like that. Like you'll have Kimi Räikkönen, you'll have a new driver for the 9 car
Jordan
here for
Taylor.
Hendrick Motorsports, Jordan Taylor. You'll have Jimmy Johnson back as well in the saddle. You got the stars of stars.
No, I didn't hear anything about that, so I just watched the thing. There's just
Okay.
a graphic, and they don't say anything. So I think that's going to be really good.
Hopefully they'll
I
be in
think
for the whole race.
I really liked Kurt in the truck races he's done over the past couple years. I think he was really good. The SHR retirement home theme continues. Literally everybody that has been in the booth this year, other than Mike Joy, has been related to Gene Haas in some way. Clint Boyer, Tony Stewart, Danica Patrick, Kurt Busch, and Gunther Steiner. It's a Haas family. I mean, and then Kevin Harvick will be in there next year.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think he'll do a really good job. Let's see what we got in the chat. Yeah. No.
Don't think I'll be racing tomorrow.
By the way, anybody that's interested, we are starting a midweek league. It starts tomorrow. We're running the Truck Series at Daytona. Little Wednesday night affair. I will
Wednesday
not
night
be running that
trucks and-
race. Yeah. Maybe should I commentate
Yes.
the race as Vince Welch the entire time?
Yes.
I don't know if your voice could handle that, like the raspiness of
Dude,
it.
I'd be
I don't know if
You're going to be cooked after the first. Is there stages in this series?
there's one stage. It's at 33%. So I think
You'll be cooked
race is
after the first
the-
stage.
The race is only like 50 laps, so Mike would only have to do it for probably a little bit longer than an hour, maybe not even an hour. So I
I
think
don't
if
know
you
if
get
I'm
it,
gonna do that. We'll see. Maybe. And Anthony Pedres is winning it, and he has done it.
Oh, they're wrecking and spinning.
They're wrecking and spinning, coming to the line. Sheldon Creed to the lead. Spencer's hitting out. There's oil on the track. Tower said track's clear. Yeah. So let's give. Should we do picks now? I'm in for picks. Let's pick. We're gonna pick.
Who did I pick last week? Because I do not even. I don't even remember. Oh, you're about to show us. Okay.
You picked
Josh
Josh
Berry.
Berry.
Okay.
Murray. JB won.
again, it's rigged. It's in the script.
Oh my god, dude! If I finish second to JB again,
Has that? How many times has that happened?
let's see. When was JB won?
JB's won Fontana, Vegas, and Atlanta.
And I picked Chastain. He finished second. No, third.
Yeah, because I think Bubba was closest. I think it went Bubba, then Chastain. And then at Fontana, you had Chastain, who was, I believe, third.
Third. Yeah, because Elliott finished second.
Yeah.
Man, I'm still riding that second place high from fucking Stenhouse at Daytona.
Bro, yeah. Yeah. Well, you got first place there, so you get that bonus
I got
point.
the
That's
2
what's really
points.
keeping you in play. I have not won at all. Here's our picking order. Bradley this week will be picking
Why not just put Coda?
okay. As you wish.
Austin.
Bradley's picking Alex Bowman.
Shocker.
Okay.
Mike's next. He's picking Cushbush.
Good
Good pick.
one.
Good pick.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Now let's get Tegan's pick. I'll have to text him real quick.
I hope it doesn't take who I want to.
We'll see. You're fourth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we're waiting on him. Matt, tell me how many times you danced today while we're waiting.
Dance a little bit. It's good to dance every day.
What song did you dance to?
What song did I dance to? I had some
You
Will
danced the
Smith.
title fight?
I had some Will Smith going on earlier today.
Tegan's picking AJ Allmendinger.
Okay.
Ooh, that is kind
Vessel.
of who I wanted.
I will take the Corvette man himself.
Whoa.
Give me Jordan Taylor.
Jordan Taylor.
Wow. I like that one. Next up is Maddie.
Jordan Taylor. He says, I'm going to go with.
I have used Chase Elliott subs in the last
Replacement
few
classes.
races.
Yeah.
I'm gonna use Ross Chastain.
Okay. Okay. People are
Man, there's a
picking
lot of
Chastain
swings.
a lot.
A lot of swings.
A lot of swings. Sally, give it
Give
to
me
me.
Kimmy.
Kimmy Räikkönen.
As long as the name below him does not fuck him over again.
Yeah.
Dude, he did. Last time he did.
I think he learned to stay as far away from him as possible.
JB picks Austin Cindric. This could be a really good week.
Yeah, that's a lot of good. Road
I'm fine
course
with my Jordan
total.
Taylor pick because it's a guy that could still compete for winning this, and this is probably going to be a one-off race, so I don't have to worry about.
Dude, I'm really
basing the
big
pick.
on this Kyle Busch pick this week. Because you think about it, he's been really good at Coda. And that 8 car was unbelievable.
It was
on
the best road
courses
course car
year.
last year. Yeah, not even close.
So I really like Cush Busch this week. Bradley has a good pick with Bowman. Excuse me, he's been pretty good there. I think everybody's got good picks. because Jordan Taylor could really impress people. Kimi Räikkönen was running in the top 10 before he got,
Chastained.
not specifically Chastain, indirectly Chastained. He
Who was the in
Chastained,
between guy? I can't
Austin
remember.
Dillon.
It was Austin Dillon. Yep.
Is he the most like mid NASCAR driver ever? Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon.
Yeah.
I can go a race for getting he's in there.
I can go races for getting. I think about BJ McLeod more than Austin Dillon.
Yep.
Paul Menard, maybe.
Ooh, Paul Midnard.
Paul Midnard. Yeah.
Get hard for Menard.
Yo, how couldn't you do?
Now I'll give Paul Menard more credit. He might have only one win, but I feel like Paul Menard was at least more, until he got to Wood Brothers, was at least more competitive.
He was a top 15 car in RCR.
He was a top 15 car at RCR. Yeah.
Slightly, but Austin Dillon has been at points too, though. I actually would give Austin Dillon the nod over Paul Menard. Because Austin Dillon has made the playoffs multiple times.
Because of a lucky win.
Okay, well,
With a win you're in system. Paul Menard has made it on points.
Rather be lucky than good, and Paul Menard's neither. Okay, so all right. Yeah, Josh Williams. We talked about that. Let's talk about Brad Keselowski. I mean, he's had a really good season so far. I believe
Was he in points? Top 5? Fifth.
Which is, hey, really good. I just said before the year, look out for Brad Keselowski. But everybody was like, Mike, you're an idiot. They stink. Look at me now, bitches.
Where's Busher at?
Busher is he's in the playoffs right now, I believe.
He is 15th.
It's weird how the switch was, because last year, even though Brad got hit with that 100-point penalty, Busher was still doing better in points.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see that that's flipped this year.
Yeah.
He is
Busher. Yeah, Busher's actually 13th in standings
15th
right now
in the playoffs. He actually has more laps led this year than Christopher Bell, Blaney, Stenhouse, and only 6 less laps led than Kevin Harvick. So,
Wow.
pretty decent company.
Shout out Christopher Busher.
Shout out to RFK, because I feel like they're starting to come back from the depths of hell that they were in after Kenseth left and Greg Biffle left and Carl Edwards left.
People forget what Newman did that one year, though. Didn't he make the round of 12? Or was almost in 19, I think?
Yeah, he just barely missed it.
Because of Almirola, right? So, that was their best moment after that. But I really think that there's something to look out for in these next couple of years. And I think Brad could win at a non-super speedway track.
Maybe not a mile and a half, but unless it's like an Atlanta style track.
But Brad was good at Vegas, I thought.
Yeah, I think it's still going to take it's going to take a special circumstance, like a green white checkered or something. I don't think an RFK car is going to go out and dominate a race.
You got a point. I can agree with that. So we're heading into COTA this week. Who do we look for to be the strongest? Do we think that the Toyotas get better than they were last year? Bradley blamed himself after.
Let's see. Who were the top Toyotas last year? Christopher Bell finished 3rd, led none. Martin Truex Jr. was 7th, led none. Was there a Toyota that led? And then you have
I feel like across last year that the Toyotas were notably bad on the road courses.
Yeah, you had one finish 3rd, 7th, and then it's all the way down to Hamlin at 18th, and then from there you had Kyle Busch in 28th.
What happened to Kyle Busch last year? He had an issue, I think, didn't he?
Chase Elliott spun him out.
Yeah, that was it.
So, Kyle Busch,
because he was running pretty good.
He finished 2nd in stage 2. Along with Hamlin.
Because he was running top 5 for
though.
most of the race.
It doesn't really matter in road courses.
You can't really take.
You can't dominate.
Interesting.
You can't.
We get to see the new the new stage caution rule. This
which I am a huge fan of for these road courses.
Yeah, it's going to change the strategy a lot.
What is the
Which
new
I
stage
like.
caution? I'm sorry.
Just
No
they're not-
cautions.
they're-
No caution.
they're
They will
rewarding-
literally take points on the lap and how they finish, but they'll stay green pretty much.
Ah, gotcha. That's interesting.
which I think is
Like,
good because
Yeah, that's definitely good.
I feel like the pitting strategy got played out and people got stage points that really didn't deserve it.
hmm
You know, so
Especially now that they like had gotten used to like how to run it.
yeah.
It was
so
way more
predictable, like,
predictable. Yeah.
But now we could have interesting strategies. You know, maybe Gunther will go into detail on what he likes. I think he's a smart guy, so it'll be interesting to see that. I believe all 3 series are there.
Mhm.
A lot of part-time drivers in the series this week. Since we're on a Tuesday, I believe we get to look at the entry lists. I believe they're out, right?
Yeah, a lot of big name cup drivers doing double duty this week too.
I believe Bowman's racing for Spire and trucks, right?
Yeah,
I think I
He
just
is,
saw that.
yeah.
I know we got Allmendinger running in the Xfinity series. We got Ty Gibbs. I think there was a handful more that I can't
All right, I'll
remember.
get share screen up here.
But a lot of double duty action this week.
Matt said duty. All right, so let's see here. Eric Almirola.
Ooh,
Wow.
that's interesting.
He's in a Chevy? That can't be right.
What team is that for? SS Greenlight?
Yeah, that's a Ford, I think.
Yeah, they're Ford. They're Ford.
So this is just wrong. Yeah, William Byron in the 17 for Hendrick, Ty Gibbs in the 19, AJ Allmendinger in the 10. You've got
John Hunter Niemer truck.
John Hunter Nema truck. He is a full-time driver though. Preston Pardis, Sal's favorite driver. Brad Perez is racing. Brad. Miguel Paludo is going to run that 88 car again. That seems like Josh Williams on the entry list here. That didn't age well. That's all for these guys, though. Let's check out the truck entry list, which I believe has a solid amount of cup drivers in it. I know Bowman, yeah, he's in the 7 here. And you have Byron in the 51.
Wait,
Yeah,
I think I
well,
saw Corey
Kyle
LaJoy.
Busch in the
Was there a
51.
Corey LaJoy up there? I thought I just saw.
No.
Oh, I saw
he would've
Corey
been in the
Howard.
I saw
Corey
Corey
Heim.
Heim. That's what I saw. Okay.
You have Kaz Gralla in the 1, an Xfinity driver.
Ed Jones, former IndyCar driver in the Little Caesars car. That is interesting.
You got
Ross
Ross.
Chastain.
Yep.
Parker is racing there.
Cush Bush.
Cush Bush. That's why I like him, man. When you get Cush Bush more track time.
So
Cush
are we going to
Busch.
see Bowman absolutely send Kyle Busch again? That did happen last year.
You always like going after Bowman, don't you?
Just point it out.
Is he a hack, you think?
He definitely took a hack at Kyle Busch at fucking Coda last year.
I actually think he's going to do. I think he could win
I think they'll
that
both
truck
do
race.
well. Yeah.
It's probably
Who do
between them.
Yeah.
But the
Who do you think
75 was strong at a road course last year, so maybe look out for Parker.
Who do we
What
think?
you got there, man?
I was going to say, who do you think is going to be like the top 3 strongest overall at Coda?
In
Like,
what?
who-
Which
yeah,
series?
in the Cup Series. Who do we think are the drivers
I would
to be on
Look
the
out
Kyle?
for Kyle AJ.
You think Ross? Or
Maybe
Yeah.
Ross.
Maybe Kyle, Ross, Suarez?
I would go AJ over Suarez.
Suarez ran really good, but he had that. I think it was like power steering or something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And he
he's
raced
got
like the
power
whole
Yeah.
race with
steering,
it. So I think Suarez could do really well. I'm a big Suarez guy. So I think that he could do well. Maybe Larson to look out for as well.
Yeah.
We talked about Bowman, who I think also will do really well. I believe he's been top 10 at both.
Interesting. We pointed out only Chevrolets too.
But like, can you think of a Ford driver that's really good at road courses? Like,
Maybe Briscoe.
You could think.
No.
I would think of Cindric before Briscoe.
he wasn't good last year. I felt
He finished. Where
like
did
he was fine. Like he wasn't.
Right,
But
he
I feel
finished
like people
good.
thought he was going to win a road course.
Yeah, he had 11 laps.
Good point, Bradley
last
on
year.
Stuart Friesen. He was a part of it.
Yeah, your top
I
Fords
thought-
last year, finish wise, were Blaney in 6th, Cindric in 8th, and then Harvick in 11th, and then McDowell and Brad at 13th
McDowell.
and 14th.
That's a guy to look for, but
Yeah, I think it really is just going to be Chevy
does
dominant.
have a point here. Short track packages being used this weekend. But I do still expect the same people to be good. And I really think the 8 just found something on the road courses last year. And I think Kyle Busch is a capable enough driver. That's really I think that's a slam dunk pick for me this week. I would say I had this one locked in for a couple weeks now. So picking aside, who is because you said top 3, who's everybody's favorite to win COTA?
To win COTA, I'm gonna say Kyle Larson.
Okay, I like that. Sally,
Kind of going chalky, but
AJ, I think.
okay. Wessel,
I'm gonna go probably Ross Chastain. Guy, maybe not. Ah, damn. You kind of got me on Kyle Busch, to be honest. I'm kind of sold on it.
Spencer's with us. Listen, I'm selling people. I'm a salesman. That's what I do. Brad Keselowski had to take a shit after the race. Actually, I'll just pull up the video because the video is really funny.
God.
This was one of the funnier things that I
Shout out to the cameraman who was just
a little
following the
creepy
situation.
though.
Yeah.
Can't even lie. Let's get this up here.
Also, Brad, lock the door, buddy. What are you doing?
Let's analyze this video here. All right. So Brad's out of the car.
He got out and immediately went to go take a fat
let's
shit.
Hold on. Pause. He says to Regan, right here, Regan, I gotta poop. Regan goes, all right. Brad scurries off towards the bathroom. Here he is. But watch this. There are some lock issues on these porta potties. Check what happened over here. Watch this lock. Hold on. I didn't go back far enough. Watch that. See it. Something happened with that. There are some lock issues here. So time goes by. Somebody goes in. Okay.
No,
maybe there's not
see, look,
lock
it's fine.
issues.
It was a reflection.
So those completely work. And as you can see, you see that white hat.
You also see that there's still a green sign on Brad Keselowski's lock. He did
He
not
went in with his
lock
helmet on
his
too.
door.
He went in with the helmet on. Is that still on in there, you think?
Oh,
Yeah.
Visor up. Visor up. Helmet on.
Yeah. And here it goes. And
fuck off! What is Denny doing here?
look at his face.
He's smirking.
Bro just saw Brad's dick. Let's get that again.
Bro, he didn't even take his Hans off. He went in with the Hans too.
No, the Hans, I think he took it off while he was
while
running
he was
over
walking
there.
in. Well, where did he set the Hans device at in there?
Bro had it wrapped around his leg.
That's what he used to sit on.
You know how nasty porta potties are?
Ooh,
You're gonna just
Man.
set your Hans device down in there. I'm not.
No
nothing
way.
of me is touching anything in
No
that porta
way.
potty.
Bro's got money. He definitely sat on the Hans.
He used the Hans as like a little guard, like a toilet seat guard.
Maybe to wipe his ass.
Did he toss it in? This video needs to be about 5 minutes longer so we can see what happened when he comes out of the porta potty. Because Denny Hamlin was just waiting there.
Yeah, he was. I would love to see what Daddy's reaction was.
He didn't talk about it on Actions Detrimental, so
I was disappointed. I was really excited. I was hoping he would. Kevin Harvick at the All-Star race is going to be in the 29. Massive W. I'm here for it. Wessel's gone. Oh, what do we got? He's cooking up something here. Wessel's cooking something up. What do we got? And it's cooking. It's cooking. It's boiling.
I feel like
It's
this is a
steaming hot.
diecast. Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I feel like that All-Star car is a diecast that I should try to get at some point, but it's going to be hard now since I'm too late because I do have the original. I mean, I do
Hey,
have it.
there you go.
I do have
We got
it.
our Harvick fan chiming in down here. 4 for 29. So that's good. Any other topics that we missed that people want to bring up? I feel like we've covered a pretty broad spectrum of the NASCAR world this week. You know, bathroom antics, people parking on the track, bad race action.
It seemed like most of the talk from this weekend was about actions that happened at the track that weren't racing, wildly enough.
Yeah. Do we
Who
think
were the,
Hendrick gets overturned?
No.
Oh, we didn't even talk about that. Yeah,
No,
because
we
they
didn't.
appealed it. And also, Denny come back to appeal his. Did we talk about that last week? I don't think we did because it happened
Did he?
after.
I don't think he had decided. I think he had said, I'm not appealing at that point because he
Yeah,
changed in the
But he's
week.
changed his mind.
Right. I think that I don't know. It's tough. I think Hendrick might get reduced. I don't know how the Haley penalty makes sense because they only took one louver off his car. So I feel like that's definitely going to get changed. I don't know about Hendrick. Chad was
They took
firing
all 8
off.
of them.
Chad was firing off in their press conference.
Yeah.
Or
My
okay,
one thing that Chad
anger.
did say, if they really do have a brand new box that has like a boatload of louvers that are exactly like the one that NASCAR confiscated,
He
that
said
is
they couldn't
definitely
close, and then he
Yeah.
said they couldn't close the hood.
right. That's definitely going to get reduced. We don't obviously don't know if there is a brand new box that has louvers like that, but if what Chad's saying is true, and he's just not like defending himself to defend himself, it will significantly get reduced for sure.
I don't know how kindly NASCAR will take to him flat out saying, yeah, these parts are bad.
Right. Without
They
actually
don't
physically
work.
having the bad parts.
And he said they don't even match the model that were drawn. So, like,
Yeah.
we're getting
If
a
he
little pissing match here between Hendrick and NASCAR, it seems like.
Mhm.
So, that'll be interesting. We did not talk about the CFRL race. JB won in a dominant performance. Kind of got redemption for Phoenix last year, a race that he blew a tire in late. Track that he is lightning fast at.
I would say
It's a
even
good race
redemption for
overall.
kind of what I was going to say, even redemption for kind of what happened the week prior, because he was up there,
Yeah.
and then he had
Yeah.
like what he thought was the phantom caution, which I guess kind of was because everybody was talking about a caution, but it didn't get called,
Right.
and he dropped like 5 or 6 spots. So
Yeah.
good to see JB. He was miles better than everybody this week.
We had a little beef. Spencer and Quentin had some issues. Quentin, I know you're not watching. You're an absolute buffoon. Hold on. Damn, Bradley. Bradley sent me an attachment. What is this? Hendrick's using the same group of crew chiefs for this week as they did last week. Yeah.
Interesting.
Anyway, yeah. What was I saying? I was saying something. Spencer, Quentin just kept egging Spencer on. Spencer tried to brake check him and put Harris on the wall, so Harris went back at Spencer. It was fun. So that was a good race. Good beef. We love a little bit of beef. You know, not hopefully it's all lighthearted. But this weekend we have a bit of a double header. What? We kick it off at Sonoma. And we had old baby SoCal Fontana. So it'll be a fun one. You guys excited? Will all you be here? Maddie
I'll be here.
Sally will be there. Wessel hasn't answered.
I don't know.
Bro,
Maybe.
you're going to Fontana.
Huh?
You're good at Fontana.
I like Fontana.
What about Sonoma?
I like Fontana.
Spencer. I apologize. Well, just get better.
You didn't want to finish last.
He never does. I do think it's about that time, though. Don't you think, fellas?
It's a sleepy time.
Before we get to this, who do we think from the non-regulars is going to perform the best at Coda?
I would look for
in the
Kimmy
Cup
or
Series.
Jordan Taylor. It would be between Kimmy and Jordan Taylor.
Jensen Button.
We think anything of Jimmy J here?
No.
No. You know what? Literally, we have not talked about Jimmy Johnson this entire episode racing until you just now mentioned it.
Right.
Who cares?
Yeah, honestly.
Little,
Jimmy Johnson,
I'm kidding.
you're great.
It's all love, Spencer. But it
half,
is your fault that you were a lap down. You did blow a tire.
His little half retirement tour ish thing that Jimmy Johnson's got going on.
I think
shout out to Kevin Harvick for coming out and saying that when he's retired, he's done. He's not coming back.
Yeah. I
shout
do
out.
think
I love you for that.
With Matt bringing it up now, I do think Jordan Taylor, Kimmy, and Jensen legitimately have a shot at least one, and I wouldn't rule out all three finishing top 10.
Whoa. I wouldn't go that far, but I think Jensen Button could do well. You've seen Joey Hand do good in that 15 car at some points. And I'd say
he ran pretty decently there last year, actually. Didn't Joey Hand run Coda last year?
Yeah. And Jensen Button is an F1 world champion, so.
And then I think because Stuart Haas tweeted about Jensen, so I'm pretty sure that car's heavily be fully Stuart Haas.
Yeah.
I would so to what Tegan just commented there. I think it would be cool to see him take a Dale Jr. type role of like maybe doing an Xfinity race a year. That would be cool.
That would be really cool. I wouldn't be surprised if he did that, to be honest.
But I'm glad that he said he's not going to go back Cup racing because honestly, if you're going to retire, fucking retire. Don't pull a Bobby LeBon. No, Bobby. It was Terry. No, it was Bobby.
Kind of both
Which
of them.
one was it? It was kind of both of them. Yeah. They retired, came back in shitty cars, and then it just kind of,
I'm glad Jeff did what he did. Because I know he came back for the 88, but he wasn't even that bad when he was in the 88. So,
and at least you're back in a competitive car.
Exactly.
Like all these other guys kind of came back in cars that you're kind of fillers, you know? Greg Biffle.
I wouldn't even say that about Mark Martin, though, because he retired, right? He went to the 01, almost won a Daytona 500, ran well in that car.
Retired.
Then came back full-time in the 5 car, finished second in points, and then went to the 55 and ran well consistently, I thought.
Almost won a race in it. Did he? He won a race in that car, didn't he?
No, he almost won Pocono 2012. It was him and Logano.
Somebody won a race in that 55. Was it Vickers?
Vickers won New Hampshire 2013.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was thinking of then, maybe.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't think Mark Martin really applies to that because I know he hung on for a while, but he really did perform well.
Let's also not discredit Michael Waltrip Racing because they were at least a competitive team.
Definitely.
Especially during that time.
This is true. He did hit the pit wall, driver's side. But yeah, I think that's it. I think we're good. I think it's that time. We're going to hit the music. Maddie looks awfully serious right now. I like this song, man. Makes my insides tingle.
Please stop.
Whoa!
Whoa!
These are all banners that have been here already.
Ryan's having a tough week. Leave him alone.
All right. Bye.
Love you, Ryan.
Thank you, Ryan.